Hi guys, this is MMA here, bringing you another fight review. This one from last night's card, UFC on Fuel TV8, between Mark Hunt and Stefan Struve. And this was a great fight. It was really interesting to see that they line up next to each other, stand next to the judges, and the height difference is just unreal. It shows how a heavyweight can be built differently. Mark Hunt's 5'10", which is really small for a heavyweight, and very, very sort of square and stocky. Clearly quite muscular, but quite a bit of fat on his frame as well. Very Samoan, I suppose. Stefan Struve, complete opposite. Tall, lanky. So, I mean, I think he was 13.5 inches shorter, which is just absolutely enormous in a UFC fight. And he had a 10.5 inch reach advantage, Stefan Struve did, which is absolutely insane. All those things should indicate that Stefan Struve is better at striking. You see the longer guys normally are. Not the case at all. Mark Hunt's so much more powerful than Stefan Struve. Stefan Struve has been shown to have a bit of a glass chin in the past. He showed he kind of didn't tonight, but I'll get onto that in a minute. First round, Struve pulls guard, which is really interesting, and then managed a beautiful butterfly sweep straight into mount, which was awesome to see. Incredible moves for such a big guy to do. We all know that Stefan Struve's got great jiu-jitsu. We're all thinking if it goes to the ground, it's in the world of Stefan Struve. And Struve came in as big favourite to this fight, which is quite interesting. He's a top 10 guy, whereas Mark Hunt isn't. Well, wasn't before the fight. Once he was in the mount, he did quite a lot of damage. We know Struve has not got enough punching power. I feel as though he needs to bulk right up to 285 and then cut the weight down to reach 265, put more muscle on his frame, and be able to knock guys out and finish them. Because from that mounted position, other heavyweights would have finished the fight, no doubt about it. He was raining down big leather, but Mark Hunt's got a great chin, and it was nothing doing. You think of other guys in the heavyweight division, even the small guys, Cain Velasquez, things like that, Junior Dos Santos, they got in that position, the fight's over, simple as that. Anderson, Alistair Overeem, anyone really, Daniel Cormier, Bigfoot Silva, the fight's done. You get up into that sort of position, the fight's done. Josh Barnett, you're killing the guy if he can't get you off. What was interesting is that Hunt managed to get out of it and then stayed on the ground. We thought surely as soon as any chance Hunt gets, he's going to stand up. He stayed on the ground and actually ended the round in side control, giving a bit of damage. I probably still gave first round to Struve because of the mount and the damage he did there. Mark Hunt was better in the striking department than their feet, but that didn't last very long. But it was interesting to see he wasn't afraid of Struve's ground game. Even in the second round, Hunt was winning the stand-up, no doubt about it, but he instigated a takedown. Great trip. Struve went for a few submissions, couldn't really get it, and Hunt was too strong for him. He had great submission defense, which was quite crazy to see. We weren't really expecting that. Yeah, it was interesting so I probably gave the second round to Mark Hunt. Going into the third round, it was interesting to see where it would go. Both guys were clearly exhausted. We felt that Struve had the better cardio. Hunt would tire faster. It did kind of seem that way. But it was in the world of stand-up, the world of Mark Hunt. He landed a few really big punches, and Stefan Struve's chin held up a lot better than it has done in the past. In the past, it's been like one punch and then lights out, bit of a glass chin. This time it wasn't. Mark Hunt, who's a huge, probably one of the most powerful strikers in the heavyweight division, landed big shots and Struve stayed, but he took too many of them. And then Hunt landed that sort of trademark, huge left hand, leaping left hook. Incredible movement for such a big guy. And the guy goes down, and that's it. It was interesting to see that Hunt thought it was fight over. Herb Dean wasn't quite sure. Struve didn't think the fight was over then. Herb Dean had one look at Stefan Struve and was like, yeah, no, the fight's over. Just as Mark Hunt was coming back in for the kill. It would have finished it then immediately anyway, so he probably just saved the guy some damage. But I think the most interesting thing from the fight was the fact that Mark Hunt was not afraid to go to the ground, which shows a huge improvement in his jiu-jitsu game. Where he goes from here is big. He moves up into the rankings. You've got to put him as a top 10 guy, I think, in heavyweight division after that win against Stefan Struve. He needs to work on his cardio. The third round, he almost didn't finish that fight because of his lack of cardio. He could do with some more work in the gym, I'm pretty sure. Big left hook is great. Hunt's got 4 straight wins in the UFC, which is the longest win streak in the heavyweight division at the moment. I think there's an argument for a top 10 guy he's got to fight next, a higher ranked top 10 guy, maybe 6, 7, something like that. Maybe even someone like an Alistair Overeem, although he's already fought him. Maybe like a Bigfoot Silva. Someone like that, I think that's got to happen, which is really interesting to see. But yeah, really impressed with Mark Hunt. Only issue was a takedown. It was the cardio. But yeah, big things happen in the heavyweight division. I love heavyweights. They always seem to finish the fight. Even though this one was late in the third round, but great to see. It was a great card and great co-main event for UFC Fuel on TV8. But yeah, this has been MMA bringing another fight review. Please remember to like and subscribe, and remember to keep your eye out for more videos because more will be on the way. See you later, guys.